Come on. And we're coming to you live from Viera Regional Park. We apologize about the rain delay. Mother Nature had other plans for us, so we are live here on the Brevard Sports Network. Unfortunately, in my quickness to get set up, we missed a touchdown. I apologize. SUNTREE Viera is up 8-0. And so the SUNTREE Viera Hawks go up. Making sure I sound okay. Nope, not that game. There we go. So I don't have all my normal equipment. All that's still packed away. It was just a struggle just getting back over here. And ball's on the ground. And it's SUNTREE Viera football, number 21 on the recovery. John Stewart II comes up with the fumble. And the SUNTREE Viera Hawks offense is back in business, capitalizing off of a turnover. So currently we're in a clear patch. Anyone who's been watching Radar knows that there's more coming, so they're trying to get through what they can. I need to share this on Facebook. So it wasn't a fumble. Down by contact, says referees. Again, this is the Deland Bulldogs. And there's the run, and that ball's slick. And quarterback tries to take it around the opposite side and not able to get much. Number 11 comes in with the tackle. The Deland Bulldogs and once again, trying to get to the outside is number 40. Number 40 will run into a bunch of Hawks. All right, so we're found some clearing, so we're going to try to. Again, Viera scored while I was trying to set up and get this going. 6:58 left to go here in the first quarter of 10U. The Deland Bulldogs currently facing 4th and long. Like we're talking 4th and 20 plus. There's another flag on the field. Offsides on the Hawks. There's a snap, and no, hands off to number 41. Number 41 trying to get around that right side, and he will not be. He will be tackled by a host of Hawks. One of the first ones there was number 16, Mason Pryor, making the tackle there, and it's a turnover on downs, and it will be Hawks ball. Again, with 6:34 left to go here in the first quarter. An hour and a half weather delay we had, and we had some lightning like you would not believe here in Viera. Here comes the Hawks. And it's going to be number 10. Number 10 is going to take it, trying to find cutback lanes, running behind. Now he finds a cutback lane to the outside, bouncing it outside, down the sideline. Number 10 tripped up. Oh, my bad. That was his lead blocker I was following, I guess. Flags all over the play. That was Hudson Argo on the carry. Flag on the play. We'll see what the white hat calls. Personal foul on the Hawks. So the play will stand, but it will be repeating first down. So they backed him up 15 yards, and here we go. Argo on the direct snap. Argo following his blocks, cuts upfield. Hudson Argo being pulled from behind and finally slammed down. And that'll be enough for a SUNTREE VIERA Hawk first down. I'd like to welcome everyone who's joining us here on the Brevard Sports Network YouTube page. For all the friends and family that couldn't make it out, let them know they can watch it here on the Brevard Sports Network YouTube page. I will get the scoreboard fixed. It still has the... And there's number 11 on the right side. That's Jackson Genazzo. And Genazzo become a name that I've had the privilege of watching him play since he was playing back in 6U. A lot of these kids, the Jackson Genazzo, Hudson Argo, John Stewart II, Cooper Wallace, Isaac Brand, Brett Timchuk. There's a snap, and there it is to number 11. That's Jackson Genazzo, and Genazzo into the end zone for the touchdown, but there's a flag on the play. Holding on the Hawks, so that'll negate that touchdown. Garrett Zielinski, Thor Nelson. Remember when all these kids were playing 6U here a couple of years ago. There's a snap. There's Argo. Argo's going to take it up. Argo fighting his way forward. It's taking 4 Bulldogs to bring him down. Coming up on 4.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Hawks up 8-0. I do have my secondary device, so you can let me know where you're watching from, who you're watching. There's a snap, and this one is back to Hudson Argo. Argo continuing to fight his way and move that pile into the end zone. Touchdown, SUNTREE Viera. And it's 14-0 in favor of SUNTREE Viera, with 4:20 left to go here in the first quarter. For those who were tuning in from the 9U game, 9U was called. They figured 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Score was 25-12. Both coaches agreed, you know what, no reason to sit and wait around for the next 5 minutes. We'll just call it. And there's a snap. Kick is up. And it is good. And it's 16-0 in favor of the SUNTREE Viera Hawks. Youth Football Saturday right here on the Brevard Sports Network. So Jackson Genazzo with the kick is up and good. And we're up for kickoff. We got his information, American Veteran Contracting Sponsorship out there for the Viera Hawks here. Dick's Sporting Goods, as well as the Viera Company for your criminal attorneys, the Grant and Hicks. And last but not least, certainly with those words of wisdom, the words of respect, and that is Gary Speaks. So set to kick off is Jackson Genazzo. Genazzo kick, and this one will be returned by an up man. Number 11 for Deland tries to escape a tackler. He'll be brought down there by number 56, Jeremy St. Angelo. And Jeremy St. Angelo getting himself involved in this one with a big tackle. 4:13 left to play here in the first quarter. Just letting everyone know, I do not have a roster for Deland, so I'm not just not calling their names. I don't have a roster for the team, so. And he'll give it off to the back. And Hudson Argo, one of the first Hawks back there, along with number 91, Brett Timchuk. And so it's going to bring up second down here, second and long for Deland. And once again, that Hawks defense just not going anywhere. Number 3, Liam Francia in on the tackle. Coming up on 3 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Hope everyone's enjoying their Saturday. Third down, sends a man in motion. Number 7 was looking to get rid of it. And ball's out, ball's on the ground. Picked up by SUNTREE VIERA. And that's Hudson Argo. Argo to the end zone. Touchdown, SUNTREE VIERA. The defense created a fumble, and the quarterback lost the handle of it. Hudson Argo there to pick it up, and Hudson Argo to the house. Touchdown. And it's 22-0 with 2:26 left to go here in the first quarter. And they're going to kick the 2 here, put it up 24. Set to hold is number 16, Mason Pryor. And Janazo's kick is up and no good. So here we go. As, this 10U team is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Gabriel Artura, again, Camden Buck. Janazo set to kick this ball off here. 2:26 left to go here in the first quarter. And that one will be kicked off. Taking up. Ball's on the ground again. And they're going to say Deland recovers. So they're going to say he was down by contact. There's a flag on the play. Personal foul, helmet to helmet on SUNTREE VIERA. First down. And so they're going to go ahead and move this football. That's helpful there for Deland. Hopefully that can kickstart their offense. All right, number 40 giving some direction. Now number 7 in to take the snap. Sends a man in motion. He's going to hand off to number 10. And number 10 meets number 10 for the SUNTREE VIERA Hawks, and that's Hudson Argo, who's there on the tackle again. A lot of these guys go both ways, and it's because they're just those athletes. The Hudson Argos, Jackson Genazzo, there's a couple others that I know. 56, Jeremy St. Angelo goes both ways. 1:46 left to go here in the first quarter as number 7. Oh, my goodness gracious. Number 21, John Stewart II with a – I mean, he laid the wood there and let his presence be known. That'll force a big third down. It's third down and 20-plus again. And number 7 tries to keep it, and number 7 will be wrapped up, and a swarm of Hawks will keep him up, but force the whistles to be blown. Fourth down. There's a snap. Number 7 catches the snap out wide and will be taken to the ground again. And that'll be a turnover on downs. SUNTREE VIERA will get the ball in plus territory. I'd like to thank Space Coast Lacrosse for stepping up being a partner of Brevard Sports Network. As we wait for the offense here of SUNTREE VIERA to take the field. And that will be the end of the first quarter. With your score, the Hawks 22, the Deland Bulldogs 0. We will be back with second quarter action right here on the Brevard Sports Network. All right, we are back here live on the Brevard Sports Network. I think it's John Stewart now. Stewart the second, hands off to number 16. Number 16 getting out and around, makes a man miss, and there he goes down the sidelines. Pushed out of bounds before he can cross. No, he gets it across. Touchdown, SUNTREE Viera, number 16, Mason Pryor. And it's 28-0 in favor of the Hawks. One play, Mason Pryor, bada boom, realest guy in the room says, "How you doing?" There's a snap, and there goes number 58, or 56. That's Jeremy St. Angelo, and Jeremy St. Angelo gets the point after, and it's 29-0. .9:48 left to go here in the first quarter, or in the second quarter. I promise I know how to count. That was a long rain delay we had, a nice hour-and-a-half rain delay. Again, I'd like to thank SUNTREE Viera for taking care of me during that rain delay. And Ginazzo set to kick this one off. So the Hawks up 29-0. Number 40 comes in, and number 40 tries his best, but he met the combination of John Stewart and Hudson Argo. And it'll be 1st and 10. First and 10 from the 45-yard line, as that's where the ball will be spotted. And so the Bulldogs have not had much to say here in the offense. Shotgun split back. Ball barely makes it to the quarterback, and the Hawks are going for that football. You saw number 56, Jeremy St. Angelo. He was looking to pick up the fumble recovery. So that ball skipped across back to the quarterback, and coach wants to have an entire team meeting with those on the field. And now they're going to separate line by line and positions. We're going to stay live as long as we can. Look, I know when you look at that radar, there is weather coming our way, but I'm going to stay as long as I can for the rest of the day. Hopefully we don't have any other delays. Snap, and ball's on the ground. I think the SUNTREE VIERA Hawks have jumped on it, and yes, they do. It's a turnover, and the Hawks will take back over with 9:19 left to go here in the second quarter. Last offensive possession, it took one play to punch it in the end zone. And timeout called by SUNTREE VIERA. Again, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. I'd like to thank Chrissy Limbeck, the real estate expert, one of the top producers. I'd also like to thank Space Coast Lacrosse. Space Coast Lacrosse has not just cares about lacrosse kids, but all athletes here in Brevard County. I'd also like to thank Dean Stewart Photography. He is going with. I don't know where he gets his country music singer thing from, but heck, I'll let him run with it. It's better than some of the other things I've been called in doing this business. If country music singer is the worst thing I get called, I say that's a good productive day. All right, here we go. Hawks line up in almost a wishbone formation. And there's a snap, number 5. Number 5 right up the middle. And he'll be brought – oh, no, he's still not down. Now he's down after the whistles are blown. That was Thor Nelson getting an opportunity to run the football. That'll be enough for a SUNTREE VIERA Hawk first down. Coming up on 9 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. And under center. Oh, there's a snap, and it goes to Jeremy St. Angelo. St. Angelo picks up a couple of yards. And it'll bring up second down here for the Hawks. And there's a direct snap. And that's number 5. That's Thor Nelson. And he will be taken down to the ground. Picking up a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd and short here as they are inside the Chrissy Limbeck red zone. Prime real estate. 7:40 left to play in the half. There's a snap, and there's Jeremy St. Angelo. St. Angelo into the end zone. Touchdown, SUNTREE Viera. Number 56, Jeremy St. Angelo. And unfortunately, there's a Bulldog down. We don't show injuries here on the Brevard Sports Network. We hope that we hope it's nothing serious. And it's now 35-0, and 7:01 as the clock stops for the injury. But once play resumes, it will be a running clock. New Pop Warner rule, it doesn't have to be 28 anymore. 30 is the running clock score. The young man is walking under his own power. He's being comforted by coaches. So hopefully that's a sign of just, caught a stinger. Listen, when you catch that first stinger, especially first stinger of the season, it scares you. As a former offensive lineman, I've caught a helmet to the elbow, and it's like there's like numbness and then shooting pain. It's one of the scariest and weirdest things. As now they go for the point after. They have to go for the point after. Genazzo throws an incomplete. I'm shocked. I am honestly shocked, folks. There wasn't a penalty thrown. Again, Pop Warner rule. Once you get up by the running clock score, as an offense, you must run. You're not allowed to pass. You must run in between the tackles. You can't run outside. And right now, if you're Deland, if you're the coach, you say, all right, we're going to pick one thing and we're going to practice that one thing and get good at it. That's what you kind of take into this running clock type of scenario. Pick one or two things, all right, and we're gonna focus on those one or two things and get good at that. So and there's Genazzo kicking that ball off. That goes behind all the defenders, and right now there's some room. Number 10's got room, and Jeremy St. Angelo with one arm said there was. So if you're Deland here, you don't want to see any quit. If you're a coach right now, you're looking at your team. You learn more about your team when you're in this type of situation than when you're winning. And so this is where you find out who are your captains. When no one else feels like playing, who's stepping up, who's giving the effort, who's someone you can rely on. And number 7 looks to be back at quarterback. And he'll give it off to number 10. Number 10 trying to find a gap, and, well, there was no gap. Hudson Argo in there on the tackle. As I like to call this the Madagascar theme. I like to move it. Plays over the side of SUNTREE Viera Field, Viera Regional Park. And there's an attempt, number 40, trying to get to the outside. Ball's on the ground again. I think the Bulldogs might have fallen back on it. And the Bulldogs do fall back on it. And again, there's that D line getting the push off the ball. That's number 91, Brett Timchuk. And if you're watching at home, let me know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Timeout called by Deland with 1:10 left to go until halftime. So you got to wonder, do they have something? Maybe they have a trick play planned, or again, coming up next, we'll have 11U football right here on the Brevard Sports Network YouTube page. I'll tell you what, I hope no more rain comes, but I am totally okay with these clouds sticking around for the rest of the day. There's a snap, and once again, trouble with the snap, and, well, Jeremy St. Angelo comes in unblocked, and, well, you saw what happened on the screen. 30 seconds left to go until halftime. Hope everyone's enjoying their weekend. And that will be the final play of the first half. And we will be back with second half action right here on the Brevard Sports Network. All right, folks, welcome back here to the Brevard Sports Network and our continuing coverage of youth and prep sports. It's, I need to change the score. It's 35. I'll change it after this play, as the Hawks will receive the second half kickoff. And there's John Stewart II being slung around, trying, and he will go down. And here we go. There's a snap right up the gut. And I believe that's Jeremy St. No, that's not. That's number 91, Brett Timchuk. I'd like to thank our sponsors, DSP Photography, Dean Stewart Photography. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Chrissy Limbeck, as the Hawks take over. Little issue with the snap, and Janazo will fall on it. So that miscue with the snap. There's a snap, and it's going to be number 2. That's Christopher Nelson getting a carry. He'll pick up a nice gain. First down for the Hawks. There's number 25 now getting a snap, and he's going to get outside. He'll be slung out of bounds. That's Cooper Wallace getting a chance to run with the football. And he runs through the tackles and gets outside, and there's taken down at about the 29-yard line. And Viera's kind of just doing the, all right, who wants to run the ball this play? Goes to Janazo. Janazo runs to the outside. And that's going to be a flag. So this run is coming back. And the flag is going to be running to the outside. When you're the winning team on a running clock, you have to run in between the tackles to try to keep it try to keep from running up the score is what it is.
Timeout by the Bulldogs.
Again, Chrissy Limbeck, when it comes to buying or selling real estate, Chrissy Limbeck is the real estate expert and a top producer. Give her a call, 321-591-3615, or find her online at www.chrissyknows.com. Got a lot of great high school sports coming up this week. Got some volleyball action. Of course, we have Friday Night Lights this upcoming next week. There's a snap, and there's number 3. That's Liam Francia.
With 4:12 remaining on the clock. Looking down for the Hawks.
4:12 remaining in the third quarter. Ginazzo. And it goes through to Hawks' hands. And it will result in a loss of yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and long here for the Hawks. Of course, also next week, college football starts. You know, one of the premier matchups next week, Texas versus Ohio State. Of course, college game day, Lee Corso makes his final headgear pick before he sails off into retirement, and that's going to be a hard watch. And there's Jeremy St. Angelo, and the flag will come out on the play, Viera, for running outside the tackles, so that play will be negated. But, you know, for those of us who've had the privilege and honor of watching Lee Corso over his career make headgear picks and be, you know, everything that he has brought to college football, from being a head football coach to now jumping on college game day and being, you know, the entertaining son of a gun he has been. And, you know, look, it's a finality that's needed, but just because someone tells you that the end is coming doesn't mean you're ready for it when it actually happens, when he makes that final headgear pick and we realize there is no more Lee Corso. And there's the handoff right up the middle. Taken down just before the 30-yard line. It's 2 minutes left in the third quarter. And Viera's going to get caught with too many men on the field. And so Viera will take another penalty. So that'll make it 4th and long. 4th and I believe 16.
Fourth down and long. 1:13 remaining in our third quarter.
There's a snap and a direct snap there to number 22. That's Camden Buck. And there is a down Bulldog, and looks like a slight stinger. He gets back up. Coming up next, we're going to have 11U action, and we are back to our regularly scheduled programming. We have the SUNTREE VIERA Hawks taking on the Palm Bay Rockets in 11U action. And we're going to run this clock out as we head to the 4th quarter with your score. The Viera Hawks 35, the Deland Bulldogs 0. We'll be back with 4th quarter action right here on the Brevard Sports Network.
Hello, Space Coast. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your support of BSN and allowing us to cover your student athletes and come into your home each and every night. Give us a follow on Facebook at Brevard Sports Network, and here's to many more years of top-notch sports coverage right here in Brevard County. Thanks again.
All right, as we come back, 4th quarter action getting set to kick off. Sorry, to wipe off the camera. As 10 minutes on the game clock. All right, so here we are. 1st and 10 for Deland. And this one tries to get outside, and that Hawk defense continuing to do what they've done all game. All right, folks. We can get all of this. I have to plug in my portable charger to the phone. So you're going to notice a difference in sound quality, and I promise you won't have that at the start of the 11U game. Hopefully, I'll be able to run back, grab my mixer, and be able to plug everything back in, and we won't have to worry about this. As the radar's looking better and better, the more I look at it. And oh my, that was number 16, Mason Pryor, who has a touchdown today, coming in like a heat-seeking missile. And Sorry, had to mute the stream there because the PA guy's playing music in between plays, and so I'm trying not to get us copyrighted, so I'll be able to stream the rest of the day. Again, we have Hawks versus Rockets for the rest of today, all through. There's the snap, and number 7 trying to get outside, and Jeremy St. Angelo trying not to catch an unnecessary roughness call, but also trying to keep number 7 from getting anywhere.
Defensive stop by the Hawks. Stop behind the line of scrimmage. Clock still running at 6:45. 6:45.
6:45, as you just heard the PA announcer say, left to go in this one.
Working on fourth down. Bring down for Viera Hawks.
Look, and I feel for Deland fans. Deland fans came over for one game, the 10U game, and when they arrived, we were sitting in a weather delay. To then sit an hour and a half for a weather delay, and then, but on the tough side, or on the flip side, the kids got a chance to come out and get out and play. They had an opponent this week. And you know, hopefully the coaches learned something about some players, because there's been some players that have not given up. I mean, you have multiple guys still playing hard, playing through. 6 minutes, 10 seconds. I'm going to mute the mic. All right, here we go. We're back. And the Hawks just pushing away. That was number 57. All right. Ginazzo falls on us. There's a bad snap. And muting the mic again for music. And the Deland Bulldog defense getting back. Number 35 getting credit for the sack. Is there's another down Bulldog down on the field. Now he gets up. I think he got the wind knocked out of him, because he was kind of holding his stomach, sat up, and then when he stood up, he took a deep breath. And a timeout called by the officials for a water break. And we're going to mute. All right, here we go. 420 and rolling. Take that however you may. And there's number 5, and he'll get brought down in the backfield. That's going to be a turnover on downs, and the Deland Bulldogs will take over for what should be their final offensive possession. There's a Bulldog down on the field. And we're muting again because they're playing music. All right, as there's the safety punt. John Stewart the second, slipping and sliding his way through. Check, it's not John Stewart the second. It's number 21, who I don't have on my roster. 1 minute left to go, and there's it looks like a timeout was called, as the clock will run anyway. And we'll be right back. Actually, you know what, folks? We're going to go ahead and log off the broadcast. We'll be back with 11U action, Palm Bay versus Viera.